Hi guys, today I'm going to read Jeremiah 35 to 40, Proverbs 7 and Psalm 42. Let's get started. The word that came to Jeremiah from the Lord in the days of Jehoiakim the son of Josiah came out. Go to the house of the Rechabites and speak with them, and bring them to the house of the Lord, into one of the chambers, and then offer them wine to drink. And so I took Jazaniah the son of Jeremiah, son of Habaziniah, and his brothers and all his sons in the whole house of the Rechabites. I brought them to the house of the Lord, into the chamber of the son of Hanan, the son of Agdaliah, the man of God, which was near the chamber of the officials. I brought the chamber of Maaseiah, the son of Shallum, keeper of the threshold, and I set before the Rechabites pitchers full of wine and cups, and I said to them, drink wine. But they answered, we will drink no wine, for Jonadab the son of Rechab, our father, commanded us, you shall not drink wine, neither you nor your sons forever. You shall not build a house, you shall not sow seed, you shall not plant or have a vineyard, and you shall live in tents all your days, and you may live many days in the land where you sojourn. I have obeyed the voice of Jonadab the son of Rechab, our father, and all that he commanded us, to drink no wine all our days, and ourselves, our wives, our sons, or our daughters, and not to build houses to dwell, even if we knew or field or seed. But we have lived in tents, and I have obeyed and done all that Jonadab our father commanded us. But when Nebuchadnezzar the king of Babylon came up against them, we said, come, and let us go to Jerusalem for fear of the army of the Chaldeans and the army of the Syrians. So we are living in Jerusalem, and the word of the Lord came to Jeremiah. Thus says the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, go and say to the people of Judah and the inhabitants of Jerusalem, will you not receive instruction and listen to my words? Declares the Lord. The command that Jonadab the son of Rechab gave to his sons to drink no wine has been kept, and they drink none to this day, for they have obeyed their father's command. I have spoken to you persistently, but you have not listened to me. I have sent to you all my servants the prophets, sending them persistently, saying, turn now every one of you from his evil way, and amend your deeds, and do not go after other gods to serve them, and then you shall dwell in the land that I gave to you and your fathers. But you did not incline your ear or listen to me. The sons of Jonadab the son of Rechab have kept the command that their father gave them, and this people have not obeyed me. Therefore thus says the Lord, the God of hosts, the God of Israel, behold, I am bringing upon Judah and all the inhabitants of Jerusalem all the disaster that I have pronounced against them, because I have spoken to them and they have not listened. I have called to them and they have not answered. Now to the house of the Rechabites, Jeremiah said, thus says the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, because you have obeyed the command of Jonadab, your father, and kept all his precepts and done all that he commanded you. Therefore thus says the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, Jonadab the son of Rechab shall never lack a man to stand before me. In the 4th year of Jehoiakim the son of Josiah king of Judah, this word came to Jeremiah from the Lord. Scroll and write on it all the words that I have spoken to you against Israel and Judah. And all the nations, from the day I spoke to you, and from the days that Josiah until today, it may be that the house of Judah will hear all the disaster that I intend to do to them, so that every one may turn from his evil way, and that I may forgive their iniquity and their sin. And Jeremiah called Baruch the son of Neriah, and Baruch wrote on the scroll at the dictation of Jeremiah all the words of the Lord that he had spoken to. And Jeremiah ordered Baruch, saying, I am banned from going to the house of the Lord, and you are to go. And on a day of fasting and hearing in all the people on the Lord's house, you shall read the words of the Lord from the scroll that you have written in my dictation. You shall read them also in the hearing of all the men of Judah who come out of their cities. It may be that their plea for mercy will come before the Lord, and that everyone will turn from his evil way. For great is the anger and wrath that the Lord has pronounced against his people. And Baruch the son of Neriah did all that Jeremiah the prophet ordered him about reading from the scroll the words of the Lord in the Lord's house. In the 5th year of Jehoiakim the son of Josiah king of Judah, in the 9th month, all the people in Jerusalem and all the people who came from the cities of Judah to Jerusalem proclaimed it a fast before the Lord. And in the hearing of all the people, Baruch read the important words of Jeremiah the son from the scroll in the house of the Lord, in the chamber of Gemariah the son of Shaphan the secretary, which is in the upper court and at the entry of the new gate of the Lord's house. And Micaiah the son of Gemariah the son of Shaphan heard all these words of the Lord from the scroll. He went down to the king's house, into the secretary's chamber, and all the officials were sitting there. Elishama the secretary, Delaiah the son of Shemaiah, Elnathan the son of Akbor, Gemariah the son of Shaphan, and Zedekiah the son of Hananiah, and all the officials. And Micaiah told them all the words that he had had when Baruch read the scroll in the hearing of the people. And all the officials sent Jehudi the son of Nethani, the son of Shalomiyah, son of Cushi, to say to Baruch, take in your hand the scroll that you read in the hearing of the people, and help. So Barak the son of Neri took the scroll in his hand and came to and they said to him, sit down and read it. So Barak read it to him, and they had all the words. They turned to one another in fear, and they said to Barak, we must reveal all these words to the king. Then they asked Barak, tell us please, how did you write all these words? Was it at his dictation? Barak answered them, he dictated all these words to me while I wrote them with ink on the scroll. And the officials said to Barak, go and hide, you and Jeremiah, and let no one know where you are. So they went into the court of the king. Having put the scroll in the chamber of Elishama the secretary, and they reported all the words to the king. And the king sent Jehudi to get the scroll, and he took it from the chamber of Elishama the secretary, and Jehudi read it to the king and all the officials who stood beside the king. It was the 9th month, and the king was sitting in the winter house, and there was a fire burning in the fire pot before him. And as Jehudi read 3 or 4 columns, the king would cut them off with a knife and throw them into the fire, or in the fire pot, until the entire scroll was consumed in the fire that was in the fire pot. Yet neither the king or any of his servants who heard all these words were also afraid, nor did they tear their garments. Even when Elnathan and Delaiah and Mary urged the king not to burn the scroll, he would not listen to them. And the king commanded Jeremiah, the king's son, and Shazariah, the son of Azriel, and the son of Azriel, and Shelemiah, the son of Abdi, to seize Barak the secretary, and Jeremiah the prophet. But the Lord hid them. Now after the king had burned the scroll with the words that Barak wrote at Jeremiah's dictation, the word of the Lord came to Jeremiah. Take another scroll and write on it all the formal words that were in the first scroll, which Jehoiakim the king of Judah had burned. And then concerning Jehoiakim king of Judah, you shall say, thus says the Lord, you have burned the scroll, saying, why have you written in it that the king of Babylon will suddenly come and destroy this land, and will cut off all man and beast? Therefore thus says the Lord, concerning Jehoiakim king of Judah, he shall have none to sit on the throne of David, and his dead body shall be cast out to the heat by day and the frost by night. And I will punish him and his offspring and his servants for their iniquity. I will bring upon them and upon the inhabitants of Jerusalem and upon the people of Judah all the disaster that I have pronounced against them, and they will not hear. Then Jeremiah took another scroll and gave it to Barak the scribe, the son of Neri, who wrote on it at the dictation of Jeremiah all the words of the scroll that Jehoiakim king of Judah had burned in the fire. And many similar words were added to them. Zedekiah the son of Josiah, whom the butcher as king of Babylon made king in the land of Judah, was reigned instead of Zedekiah the son of Jehoiakim. But neither he nor his servants nor the people of the land listened to the words of the Lord that he spoke through Jeremiah the prophet. The king Zedekiah sent Jehu, called the son of Shelemiah, and Zephaniah the priest, the son of Maaseiah, and Jeremiah the prophet, saying, please pray for us to the Lord our God. And Jeremiah was still going in and out among the people, for he had not yet been put in prison. The army of Pharaoh had come out of Egypt, and the Chaldeans who were besieging Jerusalem heard news about them. They withdrew from Jerusalem, and the word of the Lord came to Jeremiah the prophet. Thus says the Lord, God of Israel, thus shall you say to the king of Judah, who sent you to me to inquire of me. Pharaoh's army that came to help you is about to return to Egypt, to his own land, and the Chaldeans shall come back and fight against this city. They shall capture it and burn it with fire. Thus says the Lord, do not deceive yourselves, saying, the Chaldeans will surely go away from us. And they will not go away. But even if you should defeat the whole army of Chaldeans who are fighting against you, then there remained of them only wounded men, every man in his tent, and they would rise up and burn the city with fire. And when the Chaldean army had withdrawn from Jerusalem at the approach of Pharaoh's army, Jeremiah set out from Jerusalem to go into the land of Benjamin, to receive his portion there among the people. And while he was at the Benjamin gate, a secretary there named Irijah, the son of Shelemiah, son of Hananiah, seized Jeremiah the prophet, saying, you are deserting to the Chaldeans. But Jeremiah said, it is a lie, I am not deserting to the Chaldeans. But Irijah would not listen to him, and then seized Jeremiah and brought him to the officials. And the officials were enraged at Jeremiah, and they beat him and imprisoned him in the house of Jonathan the secretary, for it had been made a prison. And Jeremiah had come to the Zaljan's house and remained there many days. King Zedekiah sent for him and received him. The queen questioned him secretly in his house and said, is there any word from the Lord? Jeremiah said, there is. And then he said, you shall not be delivered into the hand of the king of Babylon. Jeremiah also said to King Zedekiah, what wrong have I done to you and your servant, or your servants, or this people, that you put me in prison? But are your prophets who come seek to you, saying, the king of Babylon will not come against you and against this land? Now hear, please, O my lord the king, that my humble plea come before you, and do not send me back to the house of Jonathan, the secretary, lest I die there. And the king Zedekiah gave order, and they committed Jeremiah to the court of God. And a loaf of bread was given him daily from the baker's street. And all the bread was gone of the sea was gone. So Jeremiah remained in the court of God. Now Shephatiah the son of Mattah and Gedaliah the son of Pashur, Jukal the son of Shalom, and Pashur the son of Malchiah heard the words that Jeremiah was saying to all people. Thus says the Lord, he who stays in the sea shall die by the sword, by famine, and by pestilence. And he who goes out to the Chaldeans shall live. He shall have his life as a prize of war, and live. Thus says the Lord, his city shall surely be given into the hand of the army of the king of Babylon, and be taken. And the official said to the king, let this man be put to death, for he is weakening the hands of the soldiers who are left in the sea, and the hands of all the people, by seeking such words to them. Now this man is not seeking the wealth of the sheep, but the harm. King Zedekiah said, behold, he is in your hands, but the king can do nothing against you. So they took Jeremiah and cast him into the cistern of Malchiah, the king's son, which was in the court of God, and laid Jeremiah down by ropes. And there was no water in the cistern, but only mud, and Jeremiah sank in the mud. And Ebed-melech the Ethiopian, and Anatchu was in the king's house, that they had put Jeremiah into the cistern. The king was sitting in the Benjamin gate. Ebed-melech went from the king's house and said to the king, these men have done evil in all that they did to Jeremiah the prophet by casting him into the cistern, and he will die there of hunger, for there is no bread left in the sea. And the king commanded Ebed-melech the Ethiopian, take 30 men with you from here, and lift Jeremiah the prophet out of the cistern before he died. So Ebed-melech took the men with him and went to the house of the king, to a water in the storehouse, and took from there old rags and went out first, which he let down to Jerusalem in the cistern by ropes. And Ebed-melech the Ethiopian said to Jeremiah, put the rags and clothes between your armpits and the ropes. Jeremiah just and they drew Jeremiah up with ropes and lifted him up out of the cistern. And Jeremiah remained in the court of God. King Zedekiah sent for Jeremiah the prophet and received him at the third entrance of the temple of the Lord. And the king said to Jeremiah, if I ask you a question, hide nothing from me. Jeremiah said to Zedekiah, if I tell you, will you not surely put me to death? And if I kill you will not listen to me. And King Zedekiah swore secretly to Jeremiah, as the Lord lives who made us all, I will not put you to death or deliver you into the hand of the men who seek your life. And Jeremiah said to Zedekiah, thus says the Lord, the God of hosts, the God of Israel, if you will surrender to the officials of the king of Babylon, you and your life shall be spared, and the sea shall not be burned with fire, and you and your house shall live. And if you do not surrender to the officials of the king of Babylon, then your life shall be spared, and then this city shall be given into the hand of the Chaldeans, and they shall burn it with fire, and you shall not escape from their hand. King Zedekiah said to Jeremiah, I am afraid of the Judeans who deserted to the Chaldeans, as I be handed over to them, and they deal cruelly with me. Jeremiah said, you shall not be given to them. Obey not the voice of the Lord in what I say to you, and it shall be well with you, and your life shall be spared. But if you refuse to surrender, this is the vision of which the Lord has shown to me. Behold, all the women left in the house of the king of Judah were being led out to the officials of the king of Babylon, and were saying, your trusted friends have deceived you and prevailed against you. Now that your feet are sunk in the mud, you turn away from me. All your wives and sons shall be led out to the Chaldeans, and you shall not escape from their hand, but shall be seized by the king of Babylon, and the sea shall be burned with fire. And Zedekiah said to Jeremiah, let no one know of these words, and you shall not die. If the officials that hear that I have spoken with you and come and say to you, tell us what you said to the king and what the king said to you. Hide nothing from us, and we will not put you to death. And you shall say to them, I made a humble plea to the king, that he will not send me back to the house of Jonathan to die there. And all the officials came to Jeremiah and asked him, and answered them as the king had instructed him. And so they stopped speaking with him, but the conversation had not been overheard. And Jeremiah remained in the court of the God until the day that Jerusalem was taken. And the 9th year of Zedekiah, king of Judah, in the 10th month, Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, and all army came against Jerusalem and besieged it. And the 11th year of Zedekiah, the fourth month, on the 9th day of the month, a breach was made in the sea, and all the officials of the king of Babylon came and sat in the middle gate. Nergal-Sarezer of Samgar, Nebuzaradan the Rabsaris, Nergal-Sarezer the Rabbath, with all the rest of the officers of the king of Babylon. And Zedekiah the king of Judah and all the soldiers were, they fled, going out of the city by night and highway of the king's gardens. garden through the gates between the two rocks, and they went toward the Arabah. And the army of the Chaldeans pursued them and overtook Zedekiah in the plains of Jericho. When they had taken him, they brought him up to Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, at Riblah in the land Hamath, and he passed sentence on him. The king of Babylon slaughtered the sons of Zedekiah at Riblah before his eyes, and the king of Babylon slaughtered all the nobles of Judah. He brought the eyes of Zedekiah and bound him in chains, and to take him to Babylon. The Chaldeans burned the king's house and the house of his people, and broke down the walls of Jerusalem. And Nebuzaradan, the captain of the guard, carried into exile to Babylon the rest of the people who were left in the sea, those who were deserted, and the people who remained. Nebuzaradan, the captain of the guard, left in the land of Judah some of the poor people who owned nothing, and gave them vineyards and fields at the same time. Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, gave commanders and Jeremiah, so Nebuzaradan, the captain of the guard, saying, telling him, look after him well, and do him no harm, but deal with him as he tells you. So Nebuzaradan, the captain of the guard, Nebuchadnezzar, the Rabsaris, Nergal-Sharezer, Sarazar, the Rabmach, and all the chief officers of the king of Babylon, and took Jeremiah from the court of the guard. And they entrusted him to Gedaliah, the son of Ahikam, son of Shaphan, that he should take it home. So he lived among the people. And when the Lord came to Jeremiah while he was shut up in this court of the God, go and say to Ebed-Melech the Ethiopian, thus says the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, behold, I will fulfill my words against you for harm and not for good, and they shall be accomplished before you on that day. I will deliver you on that day, declares the Lord, and you shall not be given into the hand of men of whom you are afraid. For I will surely save you, and you shall not fall by the sword, but you shall have your life as a prize of war. Because you have put your trust in me, declares the Lord. And when that came to Jeremiah from the Lord after Nebuzaradan the captain of the guard let him go from him, and he took him bound in chains along with all the captives of Judah, who were being exiled to Babylon. The captain of the guard took Jeremiah and said to him, the Lord your God pronounced the disaster against this place. And the Lord has brought it about, and this has done as he said. Because you sinned against the Lord and did not obey his voice, this thing has come upon you. Now behold, I release you today from the chains of your hands. If it seems good to you to come with me to Babylon, come, and I will look after you well. If it seems wrong to you to come with me to Babylon, do not come. See, the whole land is before you. Go wherever you think it good and right to go. If you remain there, return to Gedaliah, the son of Shaphan, and he kept son of Shaphan, and the king of Babylon appointed governor of the cities of Judah, and dwell with him among the people, or go wherever you think it right to go. So the captain of the guard gave him an allowance of food and present, and let him go. And Jeremiah went to Gedaliah, son of Ahikam, at Mizpah, and lived with him among the people who were left in the land. And all the captains of the forces in the open country and their men heard that the king of Babylon had appointed Gedaliah, son of Ahikam, governor in the land, and had committed to him men, women, and children. And those of the poorest of the land who had not been taken into exile to Babylon, they went to Gedaliah at Mizpah, Ishmael, son of Nethaniah, Johanan, son of Kareah, Zariah, the son of Tanhumeth, the sons of Ephai, the Netophathite, Jezaniah, the son of Machathai, they and their men, Gedaliah, son of Ahikam, son of Shaphan, slaughtered them to them, their men, saying, do not be afraid to serve the Chaldeans, dwell in the land and serve the king of Babylon, and it shall be well with you. As for me, I will dwell at Mizpah to represent you before the Chaldeans who will come to us. But as for you, gather wine and some fruits with oil, and store them in your vessel, and dwell in your cities that you are taking. Likewise, when all the Judeans who were in Moab, and among the Ammonites, and in Edom, and in other lands, that the king of Babylon had left a remnant in Judah, and had appointed Gedaliah, son of Ahikam, son of Shaphan, as governor over them, and all the Judeans returned from all the places to which they had been driven, and came to the land of Judah, to Gedaliah and Mizpah. And they gathered wine and summer fruits in great abundance. Now Johanan, son of Kareah, and all the leaders of the forces in the open country came to Gedaliah at Mizpah and said to him, do you know that Baalis, the king of Ammonites, has sent Ishmael, the son of Nethaniah, to take your life? And Gedaliah, son of Ahikam, would not believe him. Then Johanan, son of Kareah, spoke secretly to Gedaliah at Mizpah, please let me go and strike down Ishmael, the son of Nethaniah, and now we'll know about him. Why should he take your life? And so that all the Judeans who are gathered about you be scattered, and the remnant of Judah should perish. Like Gedaliah, son of Ahikam, said to Johanan, the son of Kareah, you shall not do this thing, for you are speaking falsely of Ishmael. Proverbs 7. My son, keep my word and treasure my commandments with you. Keep my commandments and live. Keep my teaching as an apple of your eye. Bind them on the fingers, write them on the top of your tongue. Say to wisdom, you are my sister, and call and say your intimate friend. To keep you from the forbidden woman, from the adulterers with the smooth words. With the window of my house I have looked at through. I have looked out through my lattice, and I have seen among the simple, I have perceived among the youth, a young man lacking sense, passing along the street near that woman's corner, near a corner, taking the road to her house in the twilight of the evening, at the time of night and dawn. And behold, the woman waits, just as a prostitute will leave her. She allowed him wait with her if he did not stay at home, down the street, now in the market, and at every corner she places him. She seizes him and kisses him, and with all face she says to him, I have to offer sacrifices, and today I have paid my fast. So now I have come up to meet you, and I have to seek you eagerly, and I have found you. I have spread my couch with coverings, coloured linens from Egyptian linen. I perfume my bed with myrrh, loaves and sit my tongue. Let's take our fill of love to Lord. Let's delight ourselves with myrrh. For my husband is not at home. He was caught in that love journey. He took a bag full of money with him. After when he will come home. With much seductive speech she persuades him. With her smooth talk she compels him. And when once he follows her as an ox goes to the slaughter, or as the stag is caught fast to an arrow pieces his liver. As a bird rushes into a snare, he does not know that it will cost him his life. And now since listen to me, and be attentive to the words of my mouth, and let not your heart turn aside to her ways, do not strain to her past. For many a victim has she laid low, and all the slain are a mighty throat, and vast is the way to strong, going down to the chambers of death. Psalm 42. As a deer pants for flooding streams, so pants my soul for you, O God. My soul thirsts for God, for the living God. When shall I come and appear before God? My tears have been my food day and night. While they say to me all the day long, where's your God? These things I remember as I pour out my soul. How I would go with the thorn and lead them in procession to the house of God. With glad shouts and songs I cry, a multitude keeping festival. Why you cast down my soul, and why you in turmoil within me? Hope in God, for I shall again praise my salvation and my God. My soul is cast down within me, therefore I remember you. From the land of Jordan and of Hannah, from Mount Mizar, deep calls to deep at the roar of your waterfalls. When we break it in your waves have gone over me, and that day the Lord commands his steadfast love, and at night his song is with me. I pray to the God of my life, I say to God my rock, why have you forgotten me? Why do I go moaning because of the oppression of the enemy? As with a deadly wind, my back's behind your adversaries taught me. While they say to me all the day long, where is your God? Why are you cast down, O my soul, and why are you in turmoil within me? Hope in God, for I shall again praise him, my salvation and my God. Now the sun I shall now do the Lord's prayer. Place my hands, O Father in heaven. Hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come. You'll be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us today our daily bread. Forgive us our steps as yours have given us debtors. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the evil one. Yours is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Amen. See you tomorrow. Bye.